folks. Hope you're all good. Kieran here again. I'll do a video about positivity. What I mean here is in the field of kind of politics and debate and discussion, trying to be look on the positive side or being sort of constructive. You get a lot of this in politics. They talk about negative politics, which would be like finding fault with the other side. Yeah, I kind of strongly believe in trying to be positive. I do try and practice this positivity in my life, and also when I do vlogs, when I do opinion videos. You can look back at I've done about 100 videos now, and challenge you to look back and find I think I've done about one negative video in the whole time I've been making videos, and that was criticizing somebody's opinions about films. So it wasn't massively serious issue. It's kind of, I find it hard to put into words why I think it is important to be positive. I suppose negativity and conflict just begets more conflict, and it gets the other side back up, and kind of gets us all thinking less clearly, or it puts us all off the point. Really, we'll start becoming a bit more of an ego battle if you attack someone else. The negativity, I suppose, is a bad thing in itself. I mean, it's very closely allied to being horrible to someone. I don't want a world where people are horrible to each other, so I don't want to start being horrible to someone else in order to make a better world. It seems to be a kind of a slight step in the wrong direction to begin with. I suppose there are some exceptions. I think if there's someone is acting really badly or violently or something, then yeah, some sort of negativity, you can shout at them or even hit them or whatever. I suppose an example of that in my videos has been I did a video about the attack on Syria. They were planning a little while ago, before they essentially sort of switched sides, and they're going to attack some other people in Syria now. I should do another video about that. But I think if your country is waging a war on people right now, then maybe a few strong words are in order. Also, it's kind of, I mean, it's good to be positive about peace rather than sort of negative about war, but when it comes to stopping a specific war, I mean, the specific thing you're dealing with is something you're against, so it's sometimes a little bit hard on a particular occasion to kind of talk in positive terms. So you kind of are talking about the specifics of what they're doing and saying that that is wrong, and we just want to return to not doing anything on that kind of issue. It's kind of got me into a little bit of trouble being positive, or it's got me sort of ignored. So I think it's a bit, I suppose it's analogous to kind of shouting. If everybody shouts, then you end up with a really cacophonous, pointless debate where you can't hear anybody. But then the person who's being quiet typically kind of gets ignored. I think that might be happening to me a little bit. It's kind of a bit unexciting if you're being positive. Also, I've been involved in like political activism, and sometimes if you're in a group, they kind of often thrive on the kind of group thing, kind of hating some other group. And if you don't indulge in that sort of hating of this other group passionately enough, people sort of look at you as a bit of a kind of potential traitor or something. So it can be a bit of a kind of what's the word? It can be a pretty unrewarding role to take on, to be trying to be the peacemaker between groups and trying to see the positive in another group that sort of seems to have become a kind of official or unofficial enemy. So anyway, those are my thoughts. I'm going to try and carry on being positive. I mean, even stuff like racism and, as I said, well, maybe war is a bit of an exception, but I think a current situation with war, I think sort of some negativity or hostility meeting sort of hostility with some, at least verbal hostility, is okay. But I suppose in general, in terms of war, people who want to support war, these are sincerely held views that people have. I think almost all of us, are not complete pacifists. So people who do think that war is, there are a lot of people who think that war is like the lesser evil, and there's no point in sort of vilifying them. Also, even sort of things like racism, just vilifying people who are racists, I think it's a mistake. I think people do have sincerely held views which are kind of racist, and lots of other views that are they're hostile, destructive, but they are really views that are held by the people, and they're only going to get more hostile if you kind of vilify these people. That's what I feel anyway. It'd be interesting to hear other people's views. All the best.